IntoxiKate Kate Schlientz, contributing food editor for Westchester Magazine, and your host for Behind the Screens, a podcast chatting with those who make an impact. Get ready to be inspired. I'm excited to be here today with John Van Dekker, founder of Enormous Creative, and Adam Ramirez, production director of Enormous Creative. Guys, thank you so much for having me in your office.
Pleasure to have you, Kate. Thank you for doing this with us.
I love it that I feel like I'm hosting, yet you're really the ones hosting.
I thought you were just thinking you killed it on that intro. Like, I don't know how you do that.
I do what I can.
No teleprompter, off the cuff. Here she is.
I feel like I just speak from the heart, and it's as authentic as possible. And when you hear a ton of ums, you'll just forgive me.
So one of the things I've always loved about you, Kate, you bring to the table who you are.
I love that.
I love that.
I can't even. I know when we met, which was about 15 years ago, but I don't know when you and I first met.
It must have been one of the Westchester Magazine events. I don't remember us collaborating on anything specific right from jump. I think we were both in the same place at the same time.
I agree. And I think, to watch you 15 years ago when it was just you and I think Nick, and now you have this incredible team. It's so exciting to see, John. Congratulations.
The guys are pretty great. I'm very happy to have them on the team. Adam, obviously, we know his superpower, right? Being able to get people comfortable and help to pull a story out of them. Brendan, who used to be Adam's roommate and the reason that Adam is here.
Very true. Yeah.
Brendan's been with the team for, I think it is 9 years. Yeah. Love him. One of the best editors that I have ever had the opportunity to work with.
And probably has the toughest job thanks to Kate. Sorry.
You actually make his job reasonably easy compared to a lot of the subjects that he has to edit. Don't get me wrong. We get to interview people who are fantastic, and we're pleased for the opportunity. Not everybody's media trained. Not everybody's ready to have a camera and a microphone shoved in their face. Brendan has a really great ability to take a whole bunch of interview footage and really weave the narrative back out of it that is a very authentic story. And then we have Jason, of course, the newbie on the team, 4 years and change. And I think of Jason as kind of like a production Swiss Army knife. He, Johnny on the spot with any kind of tool or thing you need. Also really smart, really good editor in his own right. Really, really pleased to have these guys on the production team. I'm very lucky.
Well, I'm very lucky to be here because, like we said, we're launching this new podcast and we're kicking it off together because it is a collaborative project. And we also have kind of some support from Westchester Magazine, which is fabulous. I think I am very excited because for me, I've done a podcast before. I've been on the radio. I've been in front of your cameras plenty of times. But to put the two together is a really exciting venture for me. And I just kind of want to hear from the two of you just how you're feeling about it so far.
Yeah, I love it. It's a natural progression for us, honestly. Let's take it to the next level. A lot of the videos that we create end up being short form, super quick storytelling. Some of the longer ones, mission statement videos, 2 to 5 minutes tops when we leave the country to tell this massive story, you know what I mean? So it made a lot of sense. And just doing the podcast thing, it's let's video, let's put it out there. Let's show people what they're listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that we talked about Adam's superpower, which is so apparent when you walk on any set, if you will, with Adam, because he is so cool, calm, and collected. But I will say your team's superpower collectively is really to be able to tell these incredible stories with authenticity and with thoughtfulness, which is just so wonderful to be a part of. And I think that it's just going to be so cool to see what we do with this podcast.
Oh, for sure. I mean, first of all, Kate, we blush a little bit. Your kind words are
just speaking the truth. So
I can accept that compliment because it's not about me, right? It really is not something that I am directly responsible for. My job is making sure that these guys have runway, have the ability to do their job well. They don't even let me near the cameras, right? But no, I really thank you for what you're saying. I think the podcast is going to be fun because instead of having to edit down everything to 15 or 30 seconds or something like that, being able to tell some deeper stories. If people want it, it's going to be there for them. If they want to watch the short social version and, just keep doom scrolling, that works too.
Oh, the hook.
Right.
We talked a little bit about the storytelling, and we have a couple of shows kind of in the can already, which were so much fun to do. And I think some of the takeaways are those like magical moments where we have the points that we kind of want to make and how we're guiding who we're interviewing. But those magic moments happen when they start saying things that, you know, might be a little bit off the cuff and we're not expecting. Like I loved hearing from Jay from Lulu's Cake Boutique and how he kind of has this personality trait that not a lot of people know about, yet he's making these amazing, beautiful cakes out of Scarsdale, and they are like the showstopper of an event. So that was really kind of curious for me, and I loved hearing that little nugget. Have there been some takeaways already that you guys have seen that, you know, people home listening might find inspiring and, you know, get them to tune in a little bit?
I think it's a testament to having you on board for this, honestly. Like you sat down with Jay and he was probably ready to talk about cakes or whatever, and then actually started talking, sharing a little bit more about himself personally because, you know, he's got you to kind of bounce off of, you know, so that was great. But we talked to a lot of great people already, and it's really exciting to see how people can relax and then just open up and talk with you and not feel like they're put on the spot, unlike when you know, production points a camera at them. You know what I mean? It was awesome to see that and just see you kind of coax them through it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Adam's absolutely right. You add a quality in front of the camera that oftentimes, you know, doesn't translate when we're doing the interview style we're working with. In terms of the stuff that I'm looking forward to, we got Scott Vaccaro on camera, right? Like
Captain Lawrence.
Scott used to be Captain Lawrence's brand, and he was really out front of it for years and years because like he was doing so many things. I feel like it's a rare opportunity to get to hear from Scott at any deep length.
Especially with the 20th anniversary around the corner.
Coming up next year. Absolutely.
So crazy.
I also, like, maybe my favorite interview, tough to pick a favorite, but like maybe my favorite interview out of the ones that we already have lined up, Gene Baca from Walters.
Yeah, Westchester institution.
So like Gene himself, before you even get to Walters, Gene himself is so nice, so fun, like really engaging, really, really warm guy. Then you get to Walters, 106 years. They're on the third generation running the business now. Who doesn't love a hot dog? But then you hear like the depth of the story and all the stuff they do. And I don't want to, you know, put too much out there. I don't want to spoil it. But like the things that Walters gets involved in, really neat. Fun
Pretty
story.
Incredible, yeah.
Super cool stuff. Plus, we've known those guys for a while too, but it was great to just kind of sit them down and like, tell his story from a different perspective. You know, usually we're focusing on the anniversary or the lineage or, you know, maybe even the food, but like to hear the whole behind the scenes story was really, really cool with Gene.
And to have an opportunity to share the behind the scenes, behind the screen story, right? Like, Kate, I don't know if you know this. So not only do we know those guys for years and years, right? Like, I think we've shot a few pieces of content for them, not a ton, right? Like they're not like a big client for us. But Adam, was it you? I think there were at least two of us. We shot Gene's wedding.
Wow.
Gene and Macy, it was not me personally, but yeah, two of our production members were on.
Brendan and Jason.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Adam somehow probably got himself out of it because...
Well, I was at the last couple that we did, you know what I mean? That's probably what it was. But
that's so funny.
Yeah, and it's funny because now, especially with the tie into the DeChico family and all that stuff, like we see these guys. I know Grandma, you know what I mean? Like everything opens up like in that whole world. It's so cool. It's so cool to see these guys grow. And then we get that experience of chatting with them behind the scenes at these events and talking about what's going on with life and whatever's happening. So it's cool to like share that with everybody else, you know.
And speaking of events, talking to Jen D'Ambrosia from Westchester Magazine,
best.
I mean, how many events a year is she planning and producing, not on top of all the marketing that she has to do? It was so fun chatting with her and kind of getting those event nuggets that we didn't know about.
So here's where Adam probably knows the number of events. Is it 17 events a year, 18 events, something like that?
I do not know the number of events, but yeah, it's up there. She probably gets about 17 hours of rest between all these events, you know what I mean, a year. It's crazy. I don't know how she juggles all that, but unsung hero, right? Like all these.
Totally.
That Best of Westchester, huge party, wine and food, like all the, and she is just behind the scenes, making sure everything's where it needs to be and all that. And she's just a pleasure to work with. Love Jen.
And every event, whether it's a Today Media produced event or not, it's enormous creative running around doing their thing.
Yeah, you'll see us. You'll see us with cameras in hands. That's what we do. Probably a hot dog or whatever in the other hands, but we're there. We're getting it done.
I love that. You guys are always doing, the coolest collabs, and I'm just really super grateful to be a small part of one of them.
Oh, Kate, it is our pleasure. I feel like we're so lucky to have you doing this with us. It's awesome. It's great for us. We love it.
And again, I think it's so fun to be doing both the podcast aspect of it, to have the audio and then the video with it. It's going to be really cool just to kind of see how people digest all the stuff that we're talking about.
For sure. And all the different people we talk to too, because it's not just hospitality. It's all over the map, right? So we really get to share that inside scoop that we get.
Yeah, Ken Jenkins, my first politician.
Oh, wow. Didn't even realize.
To interview, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've spoken to plenty of politicians, but not with a mic in front of me.
You're always doing the foodie thing. So.
Generally, I like to eat, John.
And drink.
Unfortunately, I do too. Both of those.
Well, I thank you both for being here, John and Adam. It's, again, a pinch me moment for me to be able to be collaborating with you on, I want to say, like, the future of storytelling right here.
So I think not only is podcast very of the moment, right? It's super popular now. I definitely think it's a form factor that's going to last for a while. I think that people enjoy having the opportunity to, you can just put it on in the background and go about your day, but hear a deeper story, hear more than just the, commercial or the 2-minute version of it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope we get to see really fun people and really fun things on the video side of it. Also think that we're going to hear some great stories, though, from a lot of people.
Agreed. We have so many incredible stories happening, in the world in general, but in our own area, and so many passionate people. We're very lucky, to be able to tell these stories in such an authentic and, again, thoughtful way.
Totally true.
I'm excited.
And we're just excited to be collaborating with you on this. And now as the contributing food editor for Westchester Magazine, congratulations.
Thank you.
How exciting.
So
it's like
exciting.
We all get to do this together intentionally, set out to work together instead of just, oh, are you around? Can you help with this? That kind of thing that we tend to do on the regular.
Well, I love it. We hope you're inspired. Make sure to check out Behind the Screens on your favorite podcast platforms or on enormousproductions.com.